I'm joined by the Director of Marketing at Panini, Mr. Scott Prusha. Scott, thanks for coming in and doing this interview with us.
Man, I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. First, before we get started, now when a lot of people think of the word panini, they hear a sandwich, right? But that's not what you guys do. So what is panini and what are you guys all about?
Yeah, man, we do get the panini sandwich thing quite a bit, but with the boom of the trading card industry over the last 2-3 years, we don't get the sandwich as much anymore. But we are trading cards, everything trading cards. We're the largest collectible business in the world. We have licenses in just about every sport, and you know, we perfected trading cards and stickers and memorabilia and all that stuff. So over the last couple of years during the pandemic, I think a lot of people have drug out their old boxes of cards and looked through them, which has caused this big boom in our industry. So not as much the sandwich anymore, but definitely a unique name. How about that?
Absolutely. And speaking of those trading cards, we got a couple down here. We got
a
CD
couple.
Lamb.
I made those.
We got Baker Mayfield. Now, we're not OU bias here or anything. It was just the random ones that I pulled out of the. There we go. We got a good shot of those. CD Lamb.
CD.
But Panini has kind of been named as the gold standard of NFL trading cards, especially rookie trading cards. And you guys just had your photo shoot in Los Angeles. So how did that go? And what are some of those rookie NFL players that we can kind of expect to be on these cards this year? Yeah,
that's a great question because, you know, every year, that's what's great about trading cards in our business is every year we get a new set of rookies. This year was a little unique because there wasn't that group of quarterbacks that were picked in the first round. And as much as I hate to admit it, our industry is driven by quarterback first.
Absolutely.
And then it goes down from there. So not having that key quarterback outside of Kenny Pickett that was picked in the first round, it was a lot of wide receivers and even a few defensive guys. So, you know, the one thing I would say about this that I've actually said this, you know, in a couple of different interviews where there are going to be so many dark horses in this class because you just don't know who's going to be the quarterback that's going to emerge and is going to play.
Right, especially everybody.
Big 12. right, exactly. And you don't know which receiver is going to catch quickly, and you don't know. You know, there wasn't a running back chosen, you know, until later too. So I mean, you look at it, and from a collectible standpoint, it's wide open. We just released the first set of cards for draft picks, so we'll start to see where things settle, like who's got value and who doesn't. But it was just such a fun week to be out there with these guys. That's the one thing I would say about this class is they're all great guys. Every single one of them, from Sauce, you know, all the way down to Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. I mean, there were some great guys out there. We had a lot of fun, and that's the one thing I think you'll take away from this class is there's great personalities. And that usually wins out, and those guys end up playing and starting. Absolutely.
Switching gears a little bit to college, what is the college football trading cards going to look like in the future? I know you guys, you know, your thing is NFL, right? But what is college going to look like in the near future?
I want to rub the crystal ball. I wish I could tell you. I mean, you know, we are also exclusive in college, so we have the college marks. The NIL stuff is a little different. So when I say exclusive, is we have exclusive to CD in his college uniform or Barry Sanders in Oklahoma State, you know, going all the way back. With regards to the current guys, that's still wide open. You know, we're working, there's a few other people that work in the space, but we're still starting to dip our toe in it. Last year we did a deal with Matt Corral, and it did really well. It was just memorabilia based, so this year we're kind of starting to dip our toe into trading cards. I know CJ Stroud is a guy that we've signed, and we're actually going to release some cards of him pretty quickly. So it's still there's still some learning going on that part, but you will continue to see licensed college product coming out starting this season.
And let's bring it home a little bit. We are a Texas high school football company. We also dabble in Texas college football.
You can tell by my accent. I'm Texas.
I can tell you by accent. Can you tell by my accent?
I can't. No, I can't tell. Well, my accent though is like I said right before the camera went on. I got to give a plug to my Huskers because I was born in Nebraska.
All right.
But I moved here when I was 10. So when I tell people I have
you're a Texas guy.
I'm a Texas guy, but I got the choppy accent versus the smooth Southern draw. So.
Absolutely. So now let me ask you, what Texas-bred players are we going to see as future stars on your trading cards?
Ooh, you're putting me on the spot.
I am putting you on the spot. That's what I do here.
Man, that's a good question. I mean, because that could be answered a couple of different ways, right? Guys that were born here that went to other colleges, or guys that were here.
Right.
Man, I'd have to think about that one because I'd have to know where everybody was from. So
we'll put a hold on that for a bit.
Put a hold on that one. I'll come back. I'll think about it.
And you mentioned how important the quarterbacks are for these cards. They excel, in college and pro. One of the best to ever come out of Texas is Patrick Mahomes. What are some of his most valuable cards?
That's a great question because there was a card of his that just sold over $1 million. I mean,
good Lord.
If you go back to his rookie year and all his cards, there are a bunch that have just shot up in value. I mean, crazy money being paid for Patrick Mahomes cards. But that's the thing is he's got so many rookie cards that there's kind of something for everybody at every price point. But he is probably the most valuable behind Tom Brady just in collectability. And getting his cards. But yes, he does have $1 million card out there.
That's insane. I'd buy it. I think. I love Patrick Mahomes. As a Texas gal, Texas high school football gal, I love Patrick Mahomes.
I would buy it too, but I think my kids would want me to buy other things first with that $1 million.
For sure. Maybe college, something a little bit more important, but something like that. Absolutely. Switching gears a little bit, finally, the World Cup is around the corner, which means big business for you guys. Yeah. So how much does that global event mean to you guys and your business?
It is everything every 4 years. I mean,
absolutely.
With the increase in the boom in trading cards, it's a little bit below, but the World Cup is still king. Every 4 years it comes around. Panini's roots are in sticker books and sticker albums. And the fact that we will sell billions and billions of packets of cards this year is incredible. But from a global standpoint, it's incredibly popular. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to see how many different countries collect the sticker book, how many different different countries distribute and make the World Cup. But one thing being in the United States is that we are pretty driven on how the U.S. team is doing. And so
absolutely.
We've had a couple past World Cups where U.S. didn't play. So we're really anxious to see how in this market and in this current year when the U.S. actually looks like a pretty decent team, that what the sales will be like for the United States. I mean, the sales are going to be crazy across the globe, but I really think this year it's going to be incredible. But nothing is going to compare to 2028. Or is it 2028? 2026. 2026 when they have it here, and the country is involved in. It's
going to be amazing.
In the hype of it, and not just flipping your TV on because the tournament's on. So, it is the single most important thing in our company every 4 years, and I can't wait for it. It's kind of cool that it got pushed back from the summer. And it will compete in the States with some other sports, but I don't think it's going to have any problem.
Right. Well, Scott, it was a pleasure to have you in here, and we look forward to continuing this partnership with you guys. It's been amazing so far, and we expect bright things in the future with you guys.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me again.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.